the cleats, hit the court, take the swing. From football fields to hoops, we cover everything. Bases loaded, birdies sinking down the green. Pickleball, paddles popping, you know what I mean. But when the scoreboard's done, we ain't calling it a night. We flip the script and dive into the crypto light. Bitcoin's bouncing, all coins in flight. With 3 waves, we break it down right. Sports and crypto, the ultimate blend. Stay locked in, we set the trend. This is all sports and crypto. Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back to All Sports and Crypto. I'm Katie Randall, and I'm here with the one and only Crypto Dan. Dan, you ready to dive into another wild week?
Always, Katie. I mean, my knees might not be ready for much, but my brain's still in the game. And what a week it's been. Championships everywhere you look. Let's start with football, right?
Yeah, let's do it. The UFL wrapped up its second season, and the DC Defenders just steamrolled the Michigan Panthers, 58-34. That was a statement win. But you gotta give the Panthers credit. They took the USFL title earlier, so it's not like they're slouches.
No, not at all. And it's wild how these spring leagues are starting to carve out their own space. I mean, we talked about this a couple episodes back, how these leagues are giving players and fans more football, more stories, more drama. The Defenders just looked unstoppable, though.
Totally. And then you've got basketball. TBT was a nail-biter. La Familia, that's the Kentucky alumni squad, edged out war-ready, 80-76. I love seeing those college legends come back and just ball out. The Veal, though, tough loss for them. And on the international side, the FIBA U19 Women's Asia Cup just wrapped up in China, and there's still action going on in Africa and the Americas. It's like basketball never sleeps.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I always get a kick out of TBT. It's like March Madness, but with grown men and $1 million on the line. And the international stuff, man, it's cool seeing how global the game's gotten. I mean, I remember when it was just the NBA and a few Euro teams people cared about. Now it's everywhere.
Speaking of everywhere, let's talk baseball. The Detroit Tigers had a rough weekend, but their Double-A team, the Erie Seawolves, totally flipped the script. They rebranded as the Moon Mammoths for a night, brought in John Oliver, and set a record for most autographs signed. That's just fun. I love when teams do stuff like that. Makes the game feel more connected to the fans.
Yeah, and honestly, the Tigers could use some of that energy. They're looking for bullpen help, and there's all this trade chatter. But the Seawolves, sorry, Moon Mammoths, just went out and made memories. That's what it's about.
Exactly. And you know, it reminds me of my own underdog run back in college. We were never supposed to make it past regionals, but we just kept winning. There's something about those moments, when you're not the favorite, but you find a way. Dan, what do you think makes a championship moment stick? Is it the win, or is it the story behind it?
Oh, it's always the story. I mean, the win's great, but it's the journey, the adversity, the weird stuff. Like, I don't know, a mascot in a moon suit or a team nobody believed in. That's what people remember. And honestly, that's what keeps me coming back. Even if I'm just watching from the couch these days.
Couldn't agree more. And it's not just the big leagues. Golf's got the Open at Royal Portrush. Pickleball's blowing up with NFL stars like Cam Jordan hosting tournaments. And even cycling and volleyball had their moments this weekend. It's just a packed summer. But, Dan, I think it's time we shift gears. Because if sports are moving fast, crypto's moving even faster. But first, here's a little public service announcement. When we discuss cryptocurrency, we are not providing financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Therefore, please conduct your research before investing in any product or service. I hope that we made that clear. You ready to go, Dan?
Yeah, let's get into it. So this past week was basically Crypto Week in DC. The Genius Act got enacted. which means stablecoins now have to be backed one-to-one with the dollar or something similar, and there's this dual federal and state oversight thing. That's a big deal for anyone who's been worried about stablecoins just, poofing out of existence.
And it's not just the Genius Act. The House passed two more bills. The Clarity Act, which would shift a lot of crypto oversight to the CFTC, and the Anti-CBDC bill, which basically says the Fed can't launch its own digital currency. The Senate still has to vote, but just getting this far has investors feeling way more optimistic. You can see it in the markets. Bitcoin hit a new high, over $123,000. And there's just this sense that, okay, maybe the rules are finally getting clearer.
Yeah, and you can see the impact. MicroStrategy bought another 6,020 Bitcoin, so they're up to, over 600,000 coins now? That's I always lose track, but it's billions. Their stock actually dropped a bit after, which is kind of funny, but it shows how much institutional money is still flowing in. And the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, remember, that's the one that launched in March, they're holding about 200,000 Bitcoin now. That's wild.
And it's not just Bitcoin. We're seeing a rush of crypto companies going public. BitGo just filed for an IPO, and that's right after the total crypto market cap crossed 4 trillion circle, and Grayscale are already public, and their stocks have been on a tear. It's like, suddenly, Wall Street wants a piece of this action, and the companies are lining up to give it to them.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this reminds me of my first big crypto buy. I think it was, 2019? I was nervous because the rules were so fuzzy. But now with all this regulatory clarity, more clarity anyway, it's a totally different ballgame. I'm not saying it's risk-free, but it's not the Wild West anymore. Or at least it's less wild.
That's a good way to put it. And, we've talked about this before. Regulation can actually be a good thing. It brings in the big players, it makes people feel safer, and it pushes the industry forward. But there's still a lot of debate, especially around things like tokenization and meme coins. The market's up, but there's always that undercurrent of risk. Just look at the CoinDCX hack in India, $44 million gone in a hot wallet exploit. Security's still a huge concern.
Yeah, and that's not going away anytime soon. But overall, I think we're seeing crypto enter this new phase. More regulation, more institutions, more mainstream. It's like, if you blink, you'll miss something. And honestly, that's what makes it so much fun to follow. But speaking of things moving fast, Ethereum just turned 10, and that's a whole other story.
Yeah, let's talk about Ethereum. 10 years old. Can you believe that? And there's this argument out there, especially from folks like Paul Brody at EY, that Ethereum's already won the blockchain race. It's got the network effects, the Layer 2 solutions, and it's just kind of locked in as the main platform. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough, and that's what matters in tech sometimes.
Yeah, it's like Windows or Android. Once you get that critical mass, it's really hard for anyone else to catch up. Even if there are technically better blockchains out there, Ethereum's got the users, the developers, the momentum. And with all these Layer 2s, it's actually getting more dominant, not less. But, there's always room for challengers. I mean, look at what's happening with altcoins right now.
Exactly. Bitcoin's been consolidating, but the real action is in the altcoins. XRP just flipped McDonald's in market cap. That's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. Solana, Dogecoin, all these tokens are rallying, and people are talking about alt season being here. There's this rotation of capital out of Bitcoin and into alts, and it's got everyone buzzing.
Yeah, and you can see it in the numbers. Bitcoin dominance is dropping, Ethereum's market share is climbing, and the altcoin indexes are at their highest since last December. It's classic market cycle stuff, but it also feels like there's more going on. Is this just another cycle, or is the tech actually getting better? I mean, XRP passing McDonald's is wild, but does that mean it's the future, or is it just hype?
That's the big question, right? I tend to think it's a mix. The cycles matter, people chase what's hot. But the tech has to be there too. Ethereum's dominance isn't just luck, it's because it works for what people need. But, Dan, I know you love a good debate. Do you think we're headed for a new leader, or is Ethereum just going to keep pulling away?
I mean, I want to say there's always a chance for a new leader, but history says otherwise. Once a platform gets entrenched, it's tough to unseat it. But hey, crypto's surprised us before. Maybe some new tech or use case comes along and shakes things up. For now, though, I think Ethereum's still the one to beat. But I'm keeping an eye on those altcoins. Never say never.
Yeah, and that's what keeps it interesting. Whether it's sports or crypto, you never really know who's going to come out on top. That's all we've got for today, but we'll be back soon with more championship moments and crypto curveballs. Dan, always a pleasure.
Right back at you, Katie. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay curious, stay competitive, and we'll catch you next time on All Sports and Crypto. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, it's Clay. Yeah. From the field to the chain, we've run the game. Talk touchdowns, home runs, pickleball fame. Hoops and greens, the highlight plays. Then flip the switch to crypto wave. Bitcoin buzzing, markets fly. All coins rising, DeFi high. Sports and crypto side by side. All sports and crypto, your trusted guide. We break it down, we keep it clear. Tune in next time, we'll be right here. All sports and crypto, we're out for now. Hit that follow, we'll show you how.